Hello viewer, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaya Africa, and if you are new here, you're just seeing me for the very first time, please be my guest of honor. So in this video, I will be treating dart manipulation, the different types of darts and how you can change their position, because manipulation means changing the position of darts to get style lines, to get fullness, to get free waist. So first I'm going to be showing you the different types of dart. I'm just going to use this half scale to explain to you different positions where you can place your dart. So let's say I want to place my dart on this side, which is called the bust dart or French dart or side dart. So you can place your dart to be on the side like this. I can also place my dart to come from the lower side area like this, and that is still called a side dart or a French dart. I can also place my dart on the mid armhole like this to hit the bust point, and that is called the armhole dart. I can also place my dart to hit the tip of my shoulder this way, and that is called shoulder tip dart. You can have it on your neckline like this, and you can have it on the corner of the neckline like that. We can also have a dart on the center line, on the center front line, which means your bodice is going to have a joining on the center front. We can also place our dart to come from the center front, and also we can have the conventional waist dart. So these are the different positions that you can place your dart on the body. So I'm going to make an example of each of these darts on the bodies I have on this board. So let's say I want to have a bust dart, which is also called French dart, like this. Let us also try a mid-neck dart. And also you can have your dart asymmetrical on both sides. What I mean by asymmetrical is that when the dart on the left side is different from the position of the dart on the right side. So let's say I want to have an asymmetrical dart on this body. So I'm going to bring one from the mid shoulder and then one from the side seam. One thing you always have to consider when you are changing your dart position is that each dart must hit one bust point. You can see on this mid-neck dart, I made it to hit one bust point here, and the second one is hitting the other bust point. Also, this one is hitting one bust point here, and the other side is also hitting another bust point. The same thing I did here. The one coming from the mid shoulder is hitting one bust point here, and then the one coming from the side seam is also hitting the bust point. So every dart must hit the bust point. It means if you are using the slash and spread method, which I'm going to show you when we go to the pattern, you have to slash to the bust point or through the bust point. What I mean by slashing through the bust point is, for instance, if we want to have our dart as style line, let's say this is your normal dart, but we don't want to just have it straight like that. We want to turn it into a style line. So we want to link both darts like this. If you are going to slash, it means you're slashing through each bust point. So let's say for here we want to have a double shoulder dart, one hitting the bust point and the other hitting the bust point as well. And then for the last bodies, let us make a princess dart. A princess dart is the kind of dart that curves from the armhole to the waistline. So now I will illustrate each of these dart positions on pattern.
That it is important for you to cut out your body sloper on a much thicker paper. This is a cardboard, so it makes pivoting easy. It makes dart manipulation easy for you, and also it makes your pattern stay intact without having folded edges when you are keeping it for future use. So that's why I have the pattern cut in a cardboard like this. So first we are going to look at the pivotal method of dart manipulation, and to do so you need an awl. An awl is a pointy shaped steel that you place on your bust point while you move your sloper around. But if you do not have an awl, do not worry, you can use a push pin. And here is a push pin. You can simply hold it in the same position right on your bust point and then move your sloper around. So now I want to use the pivotal method of dart manipulation to change the position of the shoulder dart to the side dart, which is also called a French dart. First thing you have to do before you change your dart position is determine what point you want your French dart to be, which is the new dart, and just mark it a little on the new pattern paper underneath your sloper, and also a little on the sloper itself. We are going to transfer this dart on the shoulder to the side of the bodice to make a French dart. We will retain the waist dart. So all I have to do is to begin tracing the bodice. I will begin from the waist. Please note, whenever you are tracing your bodice on another paper, you should always signify where your dart legs are. Because we are getting rid of the shoulder dart, I will not be marking through the shoulder dart on the new pattern paper. So I will begin marking from the neck, and then I will stop on the first dart leg of the shoulder, which is the dart we want to get rid of, and holding my awl or push pin on the bust point like so. After marking the point where your first dart leg ends, then you will move the sloper from the first dart leg to close the dart. So you move from one dart leg to the other, and then you mark out the full shoulder length. Continue to mark out the armhole and then the side up until the point where we marked for the new dart to be opened. So now that we have reached the point where the new dart will be opened on the side, and now you can move your bodice back in position and then finish up marking your side, ending it on the first dart leg on the French dart. So now we have successfully transferred the shoulder dart to the side dart, and I'm going to show you how it looks like. Can you see that? So now we sent the dart from the shoulder now to the side of the body. So I'm just going to connect the dart legs to the bust point, and also mark out the waist dart, which still exists. And there we have a bodice with French dart and waist dart. You can also transfer the shoulder dart to the waist dart to make it wider. So that way you do not have a shoulder dart nor a French dart, and you still have your dart as wide as you should have it on the bodice. So now we want to transfer the shoulder dart to the waist dart. I will begin tracing from the neck, and then I will stop tracing on the shoulder from the first dart leg, mark a little bit, then I will move the shoulder to close, making sure the second dart leg is aligning with the little marking I made on the first dart leg on the paper. So now I will connect the shoulder length. I would also go ahead and draw the armhole and the sides too. Because I am transferring all the darts to the waist, I will stop on the first marking of the waist like this, then move the sloper back in position, then do the center front and stop it on the first dart leg. So now I have transferred the shoulder dart to the waist dart to have just one dart on the bodice. As you can see, the waist dart now looks very much wider. Now I will trace to the bust point. Always remember that for every new dart you create, you have to true and blend again. So I'm just going to close the waist dart like so, holding the bust point down with the tip of my finger, wheel over the folded area of the dart. In a case where you are making a loose fitted top or an A-line top, you can sew your bodice just like this without sewing your darts, without closing your dart. Now let us create one more example. I'm going to use the mid-neck dart this time. First thing is to determine the position of the new dart. So I'm just going to place it here and mark it a little bit on the sloper and also on the new pattern paper. So now I will transfer both the waist dart and the shoulder dart to the mid-neck. Do not mark through any darts that you want to close or open. So I'm just going to mark from the center front to the first dart leg like this, and then mark it a little bit on the pattern paper. Hold down the bust point and move the sloper for the waist dart to be closed. And I'm just going to continue the waist marking and also marking the side, as there is no dart going on the side at all. Also the armhole, I will draw the shoulder and stop on the first dart leg, and then move the shoulder to close the shoulder dart. Continue the dart, and then I would mark the neck to stop on the marking where I want the dart to begin. So now I am moving my sloper back in position, and then I will mark the center front to the point where the new dart will begin as well. So now I have transferred both waist darts and shoulder darts to the mid neck. Let's link the dart leg to the bust point, and there we have it. So what I'm going to do now is to through and blend by closing the dart. I'm using a sticky tape to hold down the dart to give it an impression of sewing. As you can see, the bodice is still fitting well regardless of the position of the darts, regardless of the fact that I have 1 or 2 darts. Now I'm going to show you how to get a princess dart. A princess dart begins from somewhere around the mid armhole and then connects to the bust point and then to the waistline. So first you have to determine the position of the princess dart from the armhole. So I'm just going to mark somewhere around here. Wherever you're marking, make sure it is not too close to the end of the armhole, and neither is it too close to the shoulder tip. So it is safe to go to the middle, and then I'll mark through the neck and stop on the first dart leg of the shoulder. I would also mark the waist and retain my waist dart the way it is. Remember to mark your dart positions. And now I will mark through the side of the bodice and to the armhole, stopping on the point where the new dart is going to begin. So I'm just going to mark it a little bit on the pattern, hold down the bust point, and then move the shoulder dart to close. And I will stop my marking on the point of the princess dart. So what we have here can either be an ordinary armhole dart or shaped into a princess dart. If you're sewing this to an armhole dart, you will have to through and blend. To turn this into a princess dart, I'm just going to use a curve to blend out the bust point area to avoid having a pointy bust point, and then curve it into the lower dart and the side dart of the waist. So by the time I cut out the bodice, cutting away the darts, I have a nicely shaped princess dart already.
Thank you very much guys for sticking with me till the end of this tutorial, and I hope you have learned something. Do not leave my channel without subscribing in case you have not done so already. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.